Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've been inspired by the conversation that's been going on. I think, how do you follow that? And I know that looking at the agenda, I'm the one who stands between you and the report from the Grievance Committee. So, yeah. So I will be brief. Let me share with you a couple of things. From the perspective of the Florida Senate, our last session, in a touch on what lies ahead for us in the Florida Senate in the campaign cycle. This was a year where we were asked, from the moment we arrived back in Tallahassee to begin the new session, from so many people that there is as was said to us, there is a $3 billion gap between your revenue run rate and your current expenses. How will you fill the gap? How will you make up the difference? What revenue will you find? What tax will you raise? What fee will you increase? And the answer was, it's not a hole. If we do what every single Floridian is doing in their household right now, if we do what every single small business owner is doing in the shop right now, we will align what is required from Florida's government today. We will set aside what has long been desired but we cannot pay for today, and we will balance the budget based upon what is available. We will not extract one more dime, one more cent from a fellow Floridian to balance the budget. We're going to let the money stay in your wallet. That's what we did. So here were some of the priorities in putting that together. Governor Kottkamp spoke about a jobs bill. You're the ones who create the jobs. This bill was about creating a playing field and an attractive incentive so that more capital would come. Those who have a business today that they're running could keep more of the dollars in their pocket. Attract jobs to Florida. That's what the bill was about. Creating incentives, lowering taxes. That's what it was about. We also had the opportunity, as Chairman Thrasher said, to look down the road as what is Florida going to be known for? The finest educated youth in a knowledge-based economy second to none. That's what we owe the future generations. And so we set higher standards for graduations from our high school, math and science. We're going to ask you when you go back to the ballot box, could we right-size this class size amendment that we've now spent $16 billion to add classrooms across this state? Offer flexibility at the classroom level that all the principals are asking for so that the next dollar can go to the outstanding teacher and not to bricks and mortar that are no longer necessary in that geography. You'll have the decision on that. We also asked, isn't it time to give parents in this state more choice? Maybe it's the corner public school, maybe it's a magnet school, maybe it's a charter school, maybe it's homeschool, maybe it's a private school that meets the needs of their child. And we expanded the corporate tax scholarship program so that now 30,000 of our fellow Floridians who do not have the economic means to send their child to the school of their choice will. They'll be empowered as our fellow Floridians. And then we decided, could Florida be the first place in the country that recognized the extraordinary importance of the teacher in every classroom? That's where the dollar should be spent. The extraordinary teacher that gets into this for the passion of teaching and the love of teaching doesn't after 3 or 4 years give up and have to go find someplace else to work because they can't be compensated to live in the community they've chose to live in. What if we became the state that said to them, if you'll go in and teach math and science that we need in this country, we'll pay you more? What if we were the state that said first, if you'll work with those children with learning disabilities, we'll pay you more? What if this was the state that said, if you'll go to an inner city Title I school, we'll pay you more? What if this was the state that after the evidence was clear, year upon year, that at that school, the children in your classroom had learning gains greater than anyone else, we paid you more to stay? We had the gall to ask that question. We became the centerpiece of a national dialogue about what our schools are about. Are they systems? Are they about a place where our children will have a chance to experience people that'll turn them, twist them, and inspire them to be great leaders? We chose to have the debate, and the entire country watched us. And your legislators believed in the children's future, and we passed it. Now, notwithstanding that the person down on the first floor, whose education commissioner sat with us every day, whose deputy chief of staff in charge of education encouraged us to pass the bill, whose chief of staff said, pass it and get it to us by Friday, we want to sign it over the weekend, folded like a cheap suit. I can't explain that. But I can tell you what, America's different because John Thrasher had the nerve to have the conversation with the people of this state. Colorado's Democratic governor just signed the bill. Louisiana is going to sign the bill. New Jersey may sign the bill. And it's going to be forever different in America because we're going to believe in our teachers and we're going to pay them to stay in that classroom, follow their passion, and teach children well, and believe in teachers again. Thank you, John Thrasher. I know you want to get to the grievance committee. So let me just land this thing this way. You, in this room, raised many of us in this process. Fran Hancock, Sid Dinerstein, welcomed me to Republican club meetings and federated meetings and encouraging me to try. Run for the city council. Run for the state legislature. Take a long shot at the state senate. You all raised every one of us you've seen.